Hi guys, welcome. Okay, I'm here for the first live stream. I'm gonna pull it up on here. Oh, there it is. I don't know why, like there's such a delay from the iPad to the phone. Anyhow, here we go. First person here is Rita. Should I apply to an agency model? All right, let's see. Should I apply to a agency model? Okay, the cards only suggest a 33% chance that you should, but I don't see why not. Why not? Apply. See what happens. Throw it out there. um, T. Yvette General Love. Okay, slow and steady may be the theme for like the next week or so. Things may not be happening as fast as you want, but that's going to change. Moving forward, you've got some strength coming in around your love life, and you got new people. You have a Sagittarius and you have an Aquarius around you, but there's new people coming in. So if those people have been around, they're still around, but you got a Pisces coming in, a very creative Pisces. You also have somebody from your past returning, and you have an air sign coming in. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. You're no longer holding yourself back, so the energy around you is going to shift. You may have some choices. It might not be right away. It might not be this week or into next week. Maybe kind of slow, but it's on its way. The energy is about to shift again. Oh, I'm going to do a video about. I was doing research about the age of Aquarius and how like the shifting of the energy. I'm going to do that video after the live stream. Hopefully, I can get it done before she wakes up. I was writing notes last night. Anyhow. Because I think things are just starting to change. It's a long time coming, but I think things are starting to change. Mustafa, update on Miriam's current thoughts and feelings towards me. I'm not going to waste my time chasing her, but I do kind of miss her elegant charm. Well, see, the thing is that she wants you to chase her. That's what she wants. If you stop chasing her and you get involved with the fire sign, which keeps showing up around you, she feels like there's a third party involved. Her energy is going to shift, and she's going to start paying you a little bit more attention, because she doesn't want to give in to you, but she doesn't want to see with anyone else either. And she feels very passionately about that. So she may be putting on this act to how she doesn't want to be with you, but I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it at all. I think she's just trying to play hard to get, and I think she's trying to remain in control of the situation. T. Yvette, general for me and my Pisces. Okay, if you haven't heard from this person in quite some time, you should hear from them out of the blue. You have a wish around the situation, but the timing isn't great just yet. Happiness comes to the situation. You've got good luck around the situation and feeling like the world is at your feet, but the timing isn't great right now. So you may have to give it a little bit more time. Success comes in, feeling like you can exhale, but the timing just isn't there yet. It might take a couple more weeks before you really feel like things click or things fall into place. New chapter. Is it over for good with me and George? What's next for us? Well, you're the one that has to decide whether or not it's over, because he's going to continue his shenanigans. He'll keep coming back as long as you'll take him back. So it's up for you to decide that. So once again, this is your decision. If you want things to be over, you can end things, but he's going to continue to try. He'll keep trying to come back until he finally gets it. If you do decide to take him back, you'll go right back into the situation that you've been in. So that's your choice. If you're happy with the way things are, if you're content with the way things are, he comes back and you guys can continue the relationship where it was. But there's nothing miraculously happening here that's going to change things for the better. It's like you can pick up where you left off and you can continue, or you can turn him down and move forward with your life, but the choice is yours. You're the one that has to make the decision. Otherwise, this relationship will just continue the way it is. Mustafa, general for today. Divine timing. No longer feeling like you're waiting for your ship to come in. The energy may be slow and steady, but there's good timing around whatever it is that you're doing today. Being guided by the divine. Sarah, will T make a final decision and step up by the beginning of the new year? Only a 33% chance, yes. I don't think so. I don't think it comes to any decisions by the beginning of the new year. Mustafa, I don't see the question yet, so I will do beautiful one for general love. General love for October. You're no longer holding yourself back. Listening to your intuition brings in success. You have some new energy coming in. You got a Sagittarius, you have a Pisces, and you have a wish. Put it out into the universe. You could start a new journey with new energy in the month of October. Sarah, energy for M and I in October. Energy for me and M in October. It's like, it's slow and steady, but respectful. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is good energy, but it's not like romantic, loving. It's just, it's like reciprocated energy, but I'm not seeing a lot of, if this is a love interest, it's not looking very romantic, but it's looking like it's pretty balanced, stable, slow and steady, but respectful. Breezy. Where are things headed between me and Jay? We're not together, and he said some mean things last night. I think he's mad because I'm not giving in. Where are things heading? Right now, things look like they're going to stay the way they are. I don't know what it is he wants you to give into, but what it shows here is that one or both of you may feel like, hey, I put in a whole lot of effort here and I'm just not seeing anything come into fruition, so I'm not going to continue to do this. I said my piece, I put my effort in, it's not working, so I'm turning my back and I'm walking away. Somebody, one or both of you, feels a little bit betrayed by the situation. And the Hermit in reverse is the Hermit in reverse is when somebody knows that, like, they don't talk to anybody about how they feel because they know the person is going to tell them something they don't want to hear. So right now, the next thing that comes up between the two of you is an argument. And things could be stagnant for a little while between the two of you. Mustafa, what would Miriam do if each time we ran into each other in the hallway, I looked down at the ground and seemed kind of sad or even annoyed? She wouldn't do anything. She would feel hurt. She would feel undecided, and then eventually she would return. You would hear from her, or she would confront you about it. But it might take a while. Cinnamon. Did I just saw the spirit of my, let's see, okay, was that the spirit of my great-grandma? 70% chance yes. Maybe. Jay, how does Amy feeling towards me today? She feels that you're very intelligent. She thinks that you're kind, hardworking. Intelligence comes up again. Attractive, well-balanced, funny, happy. Hardworking comes up again. Passionate and peaceful. Princess Tiana, general love. Okay, watch out when it comes to love. Emperor's in reverse. So watch out that somebody's not trying to be controlling and manipulating. I don't like the Emperor in reverse. The Sun is in reverse, which means there may be a delay around happiness in your relationships. And it doesn't look like much is changing quickly. Or if you're waiting to hear from someone, you don't hear from them fast because the Knight of Swords is in reverse, so you're not getting the message or whatever it is that you're hoping for. Feeling a little bit betrayed, hurt, burdened, let down by somebody. But you do get past it. When you get past that, you've got happiness, celebration around a Libra comes in. Moving past that, you're going to have some choices. Water sign enters, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You also have a Virgo coming in, and you might be undecided because you've got several choices when it comes to love. Moving forward. General for me and my Gemini. The Gemini comes off with having choices around them. I don't know, are you with this person? Because this person's got choices around them. They have a water sign around them, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You could be feeling like you put in a whole lot of effort and you didn't see a payoff. And they may be a little bit disappointing. But things at some point turn around. And this may be a little bit rocky. Okay, so there's somebody else around them, or they have choices. That comes in, which may make you feel like disappointed or like they don't pay you enough attention. But that energy changes and you have success around the situation coming up. Then when you get past that, something else happens that you find to be quite disappointing. Makes you feel a little bit burdened by the weight of the world and you decide to walk away from them. Then at that point, you got a Virgo that comes in. So this may be a little bit of a rocky road with this person. Light Soul Tarot. Does M still think of me or anything you say? Okay, let's see. Does M still think of me? Yes, 33% chance yes, this person does think of you. Deja, is Trey and I going to be in a serious relationship together? Well, you got a 70% chance yes, so there's possibility. Let me go back up to the top. Twinkle, will I be in a romantic relationship in 2021? you got a 70% chance yes, and it's your choice. It's your decision. So somebody may be like pursuing you like pretty hard. Sepia, when will I hear from Rommel and will I see him tomorrow? You could hear from him soon. I can't swear that you're going to hear from him today, though. I don't think it's going to be that soon. See, will I see him tomorrow? You could see him tomorrow, yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, ow. Oh, I think I made somebody a moderator. Hang on. What the hell did I do? I hit something I shouldn't have hit. Go back up. Oh boy, now I lost my spot. Mustafa, okay. What do I need to know right now? Things are going to change for the better quickly, and you've got happiness coming in. Watch out for a demon of some type. Anything that's like an earthly pleasure that may have control over you. I mean, it could be anything. If you're watching too much TV, spending too much money, drinking too much beer, whatever it is, just look out for that demon. Jay Allen, who's wanting me romantically currently? Okay. A Sagittarius, a Taurus, a Gemini, and a Virgo. You got a couple of admirers. Sun, love. You got happiness coming out around love, but you got choices coming in. Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo. Current love life moves forward with an offer that you're not going to be able to refuse. So if you're with someone right now, your current relationship would be moving forward nice. If you're not with anyone right now, somebody comes in with an offer you can't refuse. Virgo, Capricorn, or Pisces. Coming to a time in your life where you got some good luck around. Tara, what to expect from June to July of 2021? Perseverance. But you may also be having a lot of arguments and fighting around a love relationship. You also could be very focused on a business or a business opportunity, and your intuition is spot on. So listen to your intuition. Deja, can you ask Spirit, is it a good idea to pursue the relationship with Trey? You know, those things are your choice. You know what I mean? Like, it's not up for Spirit or anyone else to decide whether or not you pursue someone. That's a free will thing. My suggestion would be, if you're not getting anything from this person or they're not putting in any effort, then your answer would probably be, you know, keep your options open for someone else. I mean, you have a 33% chance, yes. But once again, it's like, Should I ask Spirit, should I buy a Toyota or a Honda? It's my choice of what I want to buy. The opportunity is there, and it's for us to make those decisions. Like, it's not what anybody else thinks or what anybody else wants. You're presented with this situation, and you have to ask yourself, is this good for me or is this bad for me? And a lot of times we're attracted to things that are not good for us. It's just how we are. We want things we're not supposed to have. So that's for you to decide. Mimi, is Jasmine Tyson going to pursue me after our date? I think so, yeah. hmm Or at the very least, put in enough effort or mutual effort. Kira, general for tomorrow. I got good luck tomorrow. You've got grounded, stable energy tomorrow and hardworking energy. Eight of Pentacles. If you're focused on getting something done, you'll probably be able to accomplish it with the Eight of Pentacles. Ronnie, general for next week. Next week should be a pretty good week as far as like things move forward for you quickly. You have money coming in. You might have a new job opportunity or business opportunity next week. Strength comes in around you. Choices around a soulmate relationship come in. You could be reconnecting with somebody or connecting with a new partner next week. Kira, I love that little guy dancing. So it's like you said, a dancing pair. It's really cute. Kira, love for next week. Next week, you could be starting a new journey with the Magician. You can manifest somebody new to come in. You might be leaving behind things that are argumentative, old wounds, fighting, feeling betrayed, and old heartbreak moves into the past. And you could be starting a new journey, possibly with a Scorpio, but you got choices. I don't know if this is all going to happen next week, but you have success that comes in, feeling like I can breathe a sigh of relief when it comes to love. Things change for the better quickly. Capricorn comes in, a Taurus comes in, a Virgo comes in. You got a lot of people around you, but I don't know if it's all going to happen next week. But next week you might be making a decision to explore, options or open up your world a little bit. Ray, do I need more antibiotics or did I take enough? I would see a doctor. I'll answer the question, but I don't, like you got to see a doctor when we're talking about medication. According to the cards, you have not taken enough. But once again, I would go see a doctor. Mustafa, how will my life improve in the next 6 months? Well, I think that you're on a journey right now for a number of things. Love life improves in the next 6 months. Money improves in the next 6 months. Personal strength improves in the next 6 months. You have a lot happening for you. Will you be graduating school by then? Because there's a possibility that you get a job that pays you well in the next 6 months or relatively soon. Maybe that's within the next year. And no longer holding yourself back, your life is moving forward. Vartika, guidance for the month of October. You're starting a new journey. Starting a new journey in the month of October. You have the the Magician, which means you can manifest just about anything you want. Focus on what you want more of in your life and not what you want less of. Letting go of anxiety, letting go of arguments, letting go of old wounds pushes your life forward. You have choices coming in around you, and you're about to embark on a personal transformation in the month of October. Listen to your intuition. You could hear from somebody out of the blue who you haven't heard from in quite some time. Or you might run into them through divine timing. No longer holding yourself back pushes your life forward. The month of October should be a pretty powerful month for you. Ram, why does my mother prefer her older son over me? Well, the whole idea of um, like what parents preferring one sibling over another, that's another thing that comes back to our own self-worth. I don't believe that to be true for most parents. I think there's a different dynamic. Like, for example, mothers usually treat daughters very differently than they treat sons. It's just how it is. And my mother was pretty hard on me, or I had to do things for my mother that my brother never had to do. And I just thought that that's just how it was. So I was talking to a friend of mine, Stephen, and he's the only child. He's his mother's only child. And he said to me once, and he said, in Italian families, the mothers make their daughters their slaves, and they make their sons their princes. They could do whatever they want. The sons just don't do any wrong. They can do whatever they want, come and go as they please, but the daughter is always a slave. And I thought that was interesting coming from him, because he was, first of all, he was a boy. But you know what? I didn't realize it until he said it, that he's right. And I don't think it holds true just in Italian families. I think it holds true in lots of families where mothers just expect more from their daughters. They raise them differently, and they take care of boys in different ways. It's just they're different beings. They think differently, they act differently. But once again, this comes back to self-worth. Because, like, if you were to ask my mother, who does she prefer, me or my brother, she would tell you that she doesn't prefer either. But my brother got to do whatever he wanted, and I always had to do what my mother said. My grandmother was the same way. My mother had to do whatever she said, but she let her son do whatever he wanted. But if you're feeling like that, it's once again, it's self-worth. There is no how does she prefer him over you? She doesn't want to see you. She just wants to spend time with him. Everything comes back to how I feel about myself. That's what you're going to notice in other people. I don't feel that I'm good enough, so that's what gets reflected back at me. I get to a point with my mother where I was like this is how she is. What am I going to do? I can't change it. Just like people can't change who I am. Like, I have people that tell me all the time that I'm stubborn, I don't listen, I think I know better. But you know what? They're not living my life. And I also don't, I feel like people think that they can tell me what to do in a different way. Like, I would never tell somebody, I would never try to control somebody else's life, where I feel like I have a lot of people in my life that have tried to control me friend-wise. Not like friends. Like, they need me to do something, so I have to be there for them. But once again, that's a choice that I make. So if that's what's getting reflected back to me, it's because of the choice. I could say, no, I'm not doing that. No, too bad. You need somebody to take you for a fucking run? Run yourself. I don't need an escort to go out for a run. But I don't do that. So whose fault is it? It comes back to me. It always comes back to us. So it doesn't show here that your mother loves him any more than she loves you. It just looks like you're different people, and you're going to reflect back different things. And then there are choices. So once again, he could be the kind of person that he may tell her flat up and down, yes, no, go jump in a lake. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't have to listen to you. And so she may be a little bit more intimidated by him than you are. And she may be afraid that he may tell her to go to hell or whatever. So she doesn't give him as hard of a time. But anytime, if you're in a situation, I don't care what the situation is, where it's like this person over me, you're reflecting that back because of the way you feel about yourself. And that's what's going to keep showing up in your life. You know, it's just like blue Volkswagen. If I say, hey, blue Beetle, right? You're going to go out tomorrow and see a blue Beetle because that's what you're focused on. So focusing on she cares more about him. My boss likes her better. He thinks she's prettier. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's going to keep getting reflected back because that's what you're focused on and that's how you're feeling. If you change the way you feel about the situation and rewrite the script, you know, like I was with my mother, I'm like, that's how my mother was. What was I going to do about it? That's how she is. I mean, that's a lot of people, just because they're your parents or they're your siblings, doesn't mean that they do the right thing by you all the time. That's just how it is. Doesn't mean anything. It only means something if you assign meaning to it. But when you're in a situation where this is how you're feeling, this is what you're saying, that's what you're going to get more of. Just like the girls at the bar, they get more attention than you. So all the questions come up with, why does she get more attention? Why does my brother get more attention? Why? Because that's how you're feeling. So that's what's getting shown back at you. And it's going to reflect in all areas of your life. So it starts with you, the way that you feel about yourself, what you put out there, and what you're willing to stand for. Ida, is there any guy coming into my life for long term? Okay, let's see. Yes, you have a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that will be a soulmate relationship with long-term potential, possibly before the end of the year. Jay, mid-October reading. You have a wish, mid-October, put that out. Feeling a little bit more balanced. Paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan, and more money is flowing to you in the month of October. Hearing from someone you haven't seen or spoken to in quite some time. Love cup is full in the middle of October as well. Tara, when truth about peace finances is revealed to my family. Before the end of the year. A Mustafa reading for the month of October. No longer holding yourself back. You could be getting into a relationship before October ends. That could be quite successful. You may feel like you have a long road ahead of you, but your whole life is changing for the better quickly. It also looks like you could be working on a creative project. Money's flowing to you. The love cup is full, and you're moving on to greener pastures in the month of October. Mustafa, why is the man B very silent and no contact? Am I going to be able to pull away from him without conflict? I think you can. I think you can. You should be able to pull away from him without conflict. I think he may be a little bit losing interest and also a little bit busy, so that's why you haven't heard from him. Kara, how is Leroy feeling about being blocked with no communication? He doesn't think it's going to last. He feels like it's kind of like the lazy way out. He feels like you guys are going to have another argument. He feels like this is going to grow, evolve, change, and he feels like he's got a wish around the situation. He only thinks it's temporary. Archie, reading for the month of October. Month of October. Be careful that you don't find yourself in a three-party situation. You've got good luck around you. You have excellent stuff happening around business, work, or school. Just watch out for that third-party thing because it could bring in a bad karma or it could be a lot of trouble. Oh, excuse me. If you're not with anyone right now, you do have the love cup full around a Virgo. You have some good luck coming in. You might be undecided about something. So if somebody shows up and there's a third-party situation, If you enter that situation and you know what you're dealing with, that's your business. I wouldn't suggest entering a third party situation thinking that you were going to change the situation. So that would be my suggestion. BJ, general money and love. Dylan, are you sleeping? Okay, when it comes to love, if you're not with anyone right now, you have an Aries coming in that's going to be very persistent. Listen to your intuition. They come in very passionate. When it comes to money, it looks like balance comes back into your life, feeling like finally you're starting to see the fruits of your labor pay off. You have choices around jobs coming in or money. It could be money situations, or even quick ways to make large sums of money. Success comes in around money. Like it could be, I don't know, like the neighbor needs you to babysit their dog for the weekend and you make 300 bucks for the weekend. Something like that could come up. Like a quick way to make a lot of money that's not like picking up a part-time job for minimum wage. You know, it's like that would take a lot of hours over the course of a week. This isn't. This is something quick. Quick, large sum of money could come in. Kira, general for next week. Use these. Got success coming in next week, paying off a bill, a debt, or a loan. Being at the right place at the right time could bring in an Aries. Feeling like you're no longer waiting for your ship to come in. Life changes for the better quickly, and feeling like the world is at your feet. Next week should be a nice week. The energy is nice next week. Red Nappy. Money for the next 2 weeks. Money for the next 2 weeks. Money changes for the better quickly. 8 of Wands. Possibly a new job opportunity. Sun in reverse. Happiness comes in around money, but it might take time because it's in reverse. It could be delayed. Strength comes in around your money and finances, and so does celebration. You should be coming into more money over the next couple of weeks. Tarot, what will the argument in love be? I can't tell you. I can't tell you what you're going to argue with somebody a year from now because I don't know who you're going to be with. So I can't tell you what the argument is going to be about a year from now, especially if you're not with the person right now. So if you want to ask a different question, I can just tell you that there can be something in your relationship that's going to need to be addressed in those months. But a year from now, I can't tell you specifically what you're going to argue over. If somebody didn't call you back, or if somebody didn't show up, or they blew you off, I don't know. I don't know. It's too far in advance for me to be able to even begin to be accurate. Ronnie, spiritual update. Balance. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. If you feel like you might need to like shut down and take a break, that might not be a bad thing. If you feel like you got too much happening. Page of Air. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans. Truth delivered without tact. You might need to take a little bit of a break, especially if you've been hearing a lot of stuff. 5 of Air. Competing goals, bothersome details can lead to conflict with others. Especially if all of a sudden everything is picked up, you might need to disconnect a little bit and take some quiet time for yourself just to kind of like ground yourself again. Because sometimes all this stuff can really be, it could be hard to stay grounded with all this stuff happening. And you're like on a path and you've got a lot of stuff happening pretty quickly. I would say, even if it's just for like, a half a day, shut down and go do something fun. Like for me, I used to love to be in the mall when I was younger. Now the idea of being in the mall makes me insane. Like the lights are too much, the noise is too much, the people are too much. So I would go someplace quiet. You like maybe hang out like somewhere like in a park or something quiet by yourself and just kind of shut everything out. That may help kind of ground you for the next, because your spiritual gifts are growing so quickly. You know, taking a break, that could help. It could be very helpful, especially with the hearing, all that noise. Mustafa, all year long, you and other tarot readers and psychics have told me that I'll get into a relationship at the end of October. What's special about the end of October? Well, there's a couple of things. That's when the veil thins, right? So we've got the thinning of the veil happens around Halloween, and the spiritual world is working with us, and we're closely connected with them. But it also could be a planetary thing. You said you were a Pisces. The sun is now going to be in Scorpio. The sun, Scorpio sun trines your sun in Pisces. It's a favorable aspect. It could be a planetary thing. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, there's spiritual energy around you that's going to push your life forward quickly. When it comes to love, and this person may be around you and you just haven't noticed them yet. Like there's a lot happening that's happened all year with these freaking planets. I'm going to do a video about it because it's just too long. It's probably going to take me a while to explain it all, but especially when it comes to good times, right? There are certain times of the year that are better for us. I mean, you really got to know your chart specifically, but if you're a water sign, the sun will trine your sign when the sun is in another water sign. So that's always favorable. That's always a good time. So Cancer, Scorpio would be a good time. But then, I mean, there's more to it than that. There's also when Venus is in your sign, when Venus, you have a Venus return, but that would be around February, March, April. So now I'm thinking it has to do more with the sun trining your natal sun. Kira, Leroy's next actions towards me. You could hear from him within the next couple of days. Ram, when I graduate, will I have a good job? Or will I have a good job? Okay, let me see. When I graduate, will I have a good job? You're going to get a good job, definitely. You got a 99% chance, yes. Emin, would SH and R accept to be in a relationship, potential wife and husband? Would SH and R accept to be in a relationship, potential wife and husband? Okay. 70% chance, yes. Yeah, they got potential. Tara, can you tell me about my current job over the next few months? Persistence will bring in cause for celebration. The harder you work, the more you're going to see a payoff. You're going to have choices and success that comes in around your current job. You may be going back to school for something. 8 of Pentacles. Learning a new skill. And then the Page of Pentacles. You could even be starting your own job on the side. At some point, you might walk away from this current job. Find greener pastures and move on. You might even decide to open up your own business at some point. Archie, how does R feel about and expect from me? Okay, how does R feel about me and expect from me? They think that you're spontaneous. They think you're nurturing, kind, hardworking, creative. I don't think that they expect anything from you. I just think that they think that you're a decent person. They think that you're unique, creative, successful, and there's somebody that they think is, you know, in their life, but I don't think they're expecting anything from you. Deja, were me and Trey meant to cross paths? Yeah, but it, but that's the thing. If you're meant to, like, you meet people because they're supposed to teach you something. So if you met them, then you were meant to meet each other for a reason. The unfortunate thing is that people tend to have it in their head that I met this person for a reason, but always thinking that that reason is something that's like destined, meant to be, or like Cinderella bullshit. Like, I'm not saying that that's how you're feeling, but I'm saying, like, this is what I hear a lot. Well, it's meant to be. Well, the person was meant to be in your life to teach you something. That doesn't mean that there's a fairy tale that's coming. That may mean that they showed up to teach you that you shouldn't just trust everyone. Or sometimes people say things and don't do what they say that they're going to do. You know what I mean? So if somebody shows up in your life and your paths cross, yes, there's always a reason. Everybody comes into your life to teach you something. For some reason, we don't always focus on it or think about it when they're just random people. But when they're matters of the heart, we tend to think that there's more to it than there is. Like, my friends or people that I know from yoga were meant to come into my life for a reason, but they're it's no less important than like somebody who came into my life that I had a physical love relationship with. You know what I mean? Like, we're all meant to teach each other something. And I've learned things from people that I never thought that I would be connected to. Like, I became friends with a woman from yoga who I would never think that her and I would be friends. Like, I just wouldn't think that we were the same type of people. But she's taught me a lot and I really value her. So it's like, that's just as significant as somebody who I've had a love relationship with, because she's taught me something about what I think about certain people. Like, why did I see her in that light? Why did I not realize that she goes through the same thing that I go through? Is it because she came from a wealthier family than me? So did I think that she was going to not have the same troubles that I had? You know what I mean? So I've learned a lot from her, just as much as I've learned from, the people that have been in my life romantically. So, yeah, everybody that crosses your path is meant to teach you something. It's always for the greater good. Sometimes we just don't like the lesson. Miss Rosie, is A spending the weekend with a woman, no contact? Okay, let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't think so. 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I don't think so. Ronnie, love for October. You have a wish and you have choices coming in around you in the month of October. You have an Aquarius here. You've got a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You have an Aries aside from that fire sign and a Libra coming in. You also may be feeling undecided, like, hey, I don't know what to do. I got some choices here, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Not holding yourself back will lead you to success. I would explore the options that come in. Kira, a more specific outcome of Leroy and I this month. Well, once again, this is going to be your decision. He's going to show up, there's no doubt. So one way or another, he's going to contact you. It's going to be up to you whether or not you want to go back into the situation. It's your choice. That's the thing. You're the one that has to make the decision as to whether or not you want to give him another chance or you want to move forward with your life. Now, around you, you have a Virgo, you have a Capricorn. And both these people that come in may want to start a new journey, and you may feel like, hey, I'm going to move on to greener pastures. Leroy may make you feel like, hey, I'm wearing the weight of the world on my shoulders. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm going to give somebody else a chance. But that's your decision. I can't tell you that. I can just tell you that he's going to show up and he's going to want things to go back to normal. That's what he's assuming, because that's what always happens. And we're creatures of habit as humans. So we think, oh, well, She's given in every other time before. She's just giving me a hard time. I'll show up, everything goes back to normal. At some point, you might decide that you don't want to be with him anymore, but that's your decision. If you don't do it this month, this situation can come up again next month or the month after. And at some point, you make the decision whether or not you want to go back with him. Tarot TV with T. What is Eric doing in Ohio? He could be visiting friends or vacationing with friends. He's got around him a Libra, an Aries. He's got happiness around him. Somebody from his past. He may be visiting an old friend of some type. And he's got a Cancer. I don't know if he's like on a vacation with friends. Or they may be visiting an old friend. It looks like it's like a pleasure trip. It's not like a business thing. Kira, oh, look at this little guy with the cape. How cute. General for the rest of October. General for the rest of October. Okay, for the rest of October, you've got a wish that comes in, and persistence leads to success when it comes to a work or a business relationship, possibly thinking about going back to school. When it comes to the rest of your life, you just got good luck coming in the month of October. You also should be seeing some good karma come in. Watch out with the Emperor in reverse. I don't like the Emperor in reverse. It's like controlling, manipulating energy. Aside from that, you do have a soulmate relationship showing up. You may be going back to school, thinking about it, researching it, whatever it is. I think eventually, if not in the month of October, it's coming at some point. Soulmate relationship shows up. Could be with a Virgo, a Scorpio, or a Capricorn. You got other people coming in here. And you have some good karma coming back to you. Life starts to move forward nicely in the month of October. Archie, what are my spiritual gifts or toxic traits? Spiritual gifts could be empathy, enhanced intuition, and possibly at some point clairaudience. When it comes to toxic traits, well, you do have the devil, so you have them, but who doesn't? We all do, we're human. Toxic traits to me would be anything that brings yourself down or keeps you in a low vibration. So the devil card is obviously a low vibration. It's something that's like an earthly pleasure. But it could be anything. To gossip is very toxic. Spying, researching people, all that shit is toxic. Staying in situations where you know they're not good for you, but you don't get out of them, toxic, that kind of stuff. For you, I would focus more on yourself and your positive traits and not so much on the negativity. You know, like for me, I always think to myself, like, is this going to be better for me or is it going to be worse for me? Like, if I were to research like some ex-boyfriend, like for example, I was off and on 8 years with somebody. It was a toxic situation. I stayed in it. Why? I guess somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought things were going to change. See, for him, he was a lot younger than me. So that was like my excuse for him. Well, he's young. He's going to mature. He's going to grow up. No. If someone doesn't treat you right from day one, they're probably not going to treat you right on day 59 or 72 or whatever it is. So for me, like, things that I found to be really toxic about that situation was listening to gossip from other people. So I used to try to stay away from that. I didn't want to hear things that other people were saying. I wanted to go right to the source to find things out. So to me, I think that gossip or hearsay or rumors, all that stuff is really toxic, and I would try to stay away from it. But that's how I try to like go through life. Like, is this going to be good for me or is this going to be bad for me? Like, you know, eating a pizza at midnight, Is that good for me or is it bad for me? And you make the decisions that way. Like, is this, if it's not helping you get to where you want to go, then it's putting you where you don't want to be. There's no in between. Can you be a little bad here and there? Yeah, of course. Like, people get caught up in gossip and drama and researching and stalking and that shit. But it is very toxic. So if if you're doing it, you might want to think to yourself, like, is this for my greater good? Like, what is this doing for me? Anyhow, um, oh, the little bear is pumping weights. So cute. That one is for one for Mel and one for Zara. Mm. All right, let's go back up to the top. At the top, we've got Vicky, general for next week. You might have some indecision around you next week. Slow, slow and steady energy, and you have some nice money coming to you with the Ten of Pentacles. The Four of Swords, you could be taking time for rest, relaxation, recharging your batteries. Happiness comes in. You may decide to walk away from something that no longer serves you. Celebration comes in next week. You may be doing something really fun, maybe a party or a gathering of some type. And being at the right place at the right time may make a life move forward nicely. You could have a Taurus come in that's significant. You also have a Pisces around you that could be significant and feeling well balanced. Next week looks like a nice week. Caribbean, general. Life seems to move forward when you walk away from something that no longer serves you and you leave a toxic or a demon behind. The devil, any kind of earthly pleasure. It could be a person that's no good for you. It also could be like, I eat too much sugar. It could be anything. But when you make a decision to leave something in the past that no longer serves you, your life moves forward. You have a water sign coming in that may be very significant. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Taking time for rest, relaxation, recharging your batteries. Possibly thinking about going back to school, learning a new skill of some type. And you're about to embark on a personal growth and transformation. Nav. Oh, I don't see it. It disappeared. Oh, here. Will Ammon contact me this month? You got a 33% chance he's going to contact you this month. Yeah, he could reach out this month. Mary, what's the third party situation with S the Capricorn? Is it a romantic relationship? Third party is usually romantic. Let's see. Mm, 70% chance, yes. Take a snooze, Dylan. Sarah, how does Omid the Cancer feel about me, the Virgo? thinks that you're happy, hardworking, intelligent, kind. Intelligent comes up again. Unique, well-balanced, friendly, humble, honest, and loyal. Priscilla, love general reading for the next 2 weeks. Your love life can change for the better quickly in the next 2 weeks. You have good luck coming in. You have an air sign around you, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. You also have a Pisces coming in and an Aquarius, aside from the first air sign. You may be undecided about which direction you want to take your love life in, but you may have some nice choices, and your life may move forward pretty quickly in the next couple of weeks. Kira, can you tell me what the cards say is the next thing that will happen between Leroy and I believe it's going to be, he's going to try to reach out to you. Yeah, he's going to try to contact you. And then, see, I can't tell you what you're going to do because you have to make that decision. I can only show you opportunities. So it looks like he reaches out to you or he shows up, somehow he makes contact. At that point, it's your decision whether or not you're going to go back with him. I can't tell you what you're going to do because that's up to you. You know, it's like if somebody were to say, like if I were to say to somebody, am I going to color my hair tonight? Well, that's my decision if I decide to color my hair. Like I put it off for so freaking long and I kept covering it with the stupid bandana. But that was my choice because I was being lazy. Finally, I was like, I got to fucking color my hair. It looks terrible. It's the same thing. It's like he's going to show up, he's going to reach out to you, but you're going to have the choice to turn him away or not answer him. He's not going to give up the first time. So if you choose not to answer him or you ignore him, he's going to keep trying until he at least gets a response from you. I mean, I know you have him blocked, but there's a million ways where he can try to reach you. And it looks like he's got different choices of how he could come to you. So it's going to be your choice whether or not you decide to let him back in your life. That's the thing. And that's like with my situation with Gary. He used to like come back. Like it was a long time. Like sometimes we would go a long time without speaking to each other. But every time he came back, it was my choice to let him in. Now in my head, I always thought, okay, well maybe this time it's going to be different. And it never was. Like he would leave here and, oh, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I wouldn't hear from him. Or I would hear from him, but it would only be good for so long, and then he would disappear again, or some other nonsense would happen, or he would pull some kind of stunt, and then I wouldn't hear from him for a while, and then he would show up again. But finally, there came a day where I had enough, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not fun. It's not fun to me to not know what I'm getting and to be upset when, like, out of the blue, like things would happen with him and I. Out of the blue, I would never expect it, and it would knock me down, like it would take the wind out of me. And I didn't want to do that to myself anymore. So I got to a point with him. Now it took almost 8 years. 8 years of my life until I said, you know what? I decide who I want to be in love with, and I'm not in love with you anymore. I'm not in love with someone that treats me like this. You're so fucking happy doing other things, then go do your other things. He still kept coming back. I mean, I'm going to say at least a year and a half. Not that he was calling me every day. He wasn't. But like moments of time would go by. I wouldn't hear from him. And then I would hear from him again. But I didn't give in. My life also moved forward. I started seeing somebody else. Had I not started seeing somebody else, would I have gone back to him? I don't know. The last thing that happened was really devastating. And I wasn't with anyone for a long time. Probably like a year and a half. So I don't know that I would have gone back with him because I wasn't with him for a long time. There was a huge gap before I met somebody else. So that's your choice. I can't tell you what you're going to do. I can just tell you you're going to be presented with a choice. the thing is that your relationship with him goes all different directions. So he could come in and you could have a celebration with him and have an argument the next day and vice versa. That your relationship with him is reminds me a lot of me and Gary. Although you and him have more of a relationship than Gary and I ever had. But so he could, like the next thing that happens is you have to allow him back into your life. That's the choice that you're faced with. It's the same with the other person that I said. This guy's not going to stop calling because they get what they want, right? So a situation is going on for X amount of time and it's been up and down, it's been up and down. But the one consistent thing is that every time these guys show up, these women have taken them back. So the guy knows that he's going to get back in, and that's so he's not his feathers aren't ruffled because he knows that this is just what we go through. This is how it is. I'll say the magic words and she'll let me back in because that's how these guys are operating. So the next thing that shows up is that you're presented with the situation. If you do let him in, you guys will make up and then there'll be another argument at another point. That's what's going to happen because this is the cycle of the relationship until you break it. Right now, like nothing is going to change until you change it. Now, for me, when I was in a situation like this, it took me a long time to get out of it. But once I did and I put distance between him and I didn't want to go back to it because I felt like, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody where it's like tomorrow something devastating can happen that I will not see coming. Like I just don't want to be in that kind of a situation. I would rather be fucking alone. And I was for like a year and a half. Because I was like, the situation is not getting any better. And now it just came up like in my feed. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like I was just, it was so beyond berserk. And I'm like, what am I doing here with this guy for all these years? So that's how I went through it. What I can tell you is he's going to show up. He's going to reach out. If you let him in, you will get back together. And then there will be another argument at some point because this is the cycle that's happening. And that's what keeps showing up. Delay when it comes to happiness. He returns. There's your argument. Then you move forward. He comes back again. And here comes happiness again. He's going to keep coming back. 6 of Cups. He comes back again. Then there's a slowdown. You might not give in so fast. He may start to feel a little bit of anxiety, but once again, he comes back. If you let him in, it will lead to more disappointment. So this is like this can continue on. Maria, love in October. Might be undecided about love in October. You could be moving on to greener pastures, and then when you get to the greener pastures, you may be a little bit and may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable, and you may be undecided. I think that you give this person a chance. Now, if you're not with anyone right now, the person that shows up could be somebody that you know from the past, but I don't think it's somebody that you were ever with. It just may be a familiar face. Because it looks like you're walking away from something from the past, but what comes back is something different. It's like new energy from an old person. Listening to your intuition, you got a Capricorn coming in. You also have a fire sign coming in, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You have happiness coming in around the month of October, but it's a little bit delayed, so the month may get better as it goes on. Alyssa, how would it go if I was to hang out with Aaron? All right, let's see. It would go pretty well. Things could change for the better quickly. You could have choices around the situation. Cause for celebration comes in, 3 of Cups. Mustafa. Would my future wife believe me if I told her about my traumatic childhood experience? How would she feel? She would definitely believe you. She would feel bad about it, but she would think that you overcame it. Whatever it was that happened, you moved past it. It's part of your story, but it's not your story. That's how she would feel. Like it doesn't define who you are. It's over. You moved past it. Anjali, health reading for October. Okay, once again, I always tell everyone go to the doctor if you think that you have an issue or if you need to have a checkup or whatever. But this is what the cards indicate. Slow and steady wins the race around your health in October. Things start to move forward. You're heading towards all 10 cups being full. 6 of Pentacles. You may be taking better care of yourself in the month of October. Or you may be cracking down on your habits, whatever it is, you know. The health looks pretty strong in October. Maria, who's the person from my past coming in sign? Fire sign. It's possibly an Aries. Rommel and I for the next 2 weeks. Rommel and I for the next 2 weeks. There may be a delay around happiness, but there is persistence that comes in, long-term potential, and the love cup is full in the next 2 weeks. You also have some good luck around the situation. It might not be perfect, but it looks like things are starting to move forward, or you may be spending more time together. Let's cut off the super chats because I hear her waking up, and I want to try to make that other video before she gets up. And I'll come back on tonight. Mustafa, what my future wife want to tell me if she knew my current life situations. She would tell you that she thinks that you're incredibly strong, smart, creative. She thinks that you've come a long way and that you're very focused. And she also thinks that you've got divine guidance or spirits working for you. All right, while I wait for the moderators, let me answer some people that I haven't gotten to yet. JJ, how does Gary feel about me? Any romantic feelings? 33% chance he's got romantic feelings, but they just might be starting. That could be why. Thinks that you're kind, attractive, well-balanced, unique, creative. Thinks that there's room for growth. So they may be starting. They just may not be there 100% yet. But they could be starting. Mustafa, what would my future wife feel protected and loved by me, and would her parents notice that? Okay. Yes, definitely. And I think her parents would feel very safe with you. Like she was safe. There's one here for Kira. Hang on. Gotta find it. But I just saw it. Okay, there we go. What's going on in Leroy's life? Well, he's got here that he may be feeling like finally the hard work that he's put into his career is now that's starting to come into fruition, or feeling well balanced around job, work. He may be putting in a lot of hours, whatever it is. Could be a new journey around him around work. It looks like he's feeling financially stable, or he's pretty happy with work, finances, and that kind of stuff. Other than that, it doesn't look like all that much is going on. Everything else looks slow and steady wins the race. He could be spending a lot of time with some friends, and Aquarius is here, and Aries is here, and so is a Scorpio. It also looks like he's feeling successful around work. Work comes up a lot around him. Mel, will I be successful in finding an investment property before the year ends? Okay. Yeah, you got the sun here. You should be able to find it. Yeah. So our general reading for the week ahead. For the week ahead, you've got balance and peace and serenity coming. You also have some money coming in, but there may be a delay. So the money may be on its way. You might not get it this week. Watch out for the Emperor in reverse. Somebody may be trying to act controlling, domineering, and manipulating. I don't like that. It could be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You also might have some decisions to make regarding business or work, a work situation this week. Zara, what can I expect from Themis? He feels like he put in a whole lot of effort, didn't see a payoff. He's going to be putting in more effort because he wants things to move forward with you and him. Yep. And that's going to be your decision. So once again, it's like the same thing. He's going to put in all this effort. He's going to want things to move forward. You have to make the decision as to whether or not you want to go back down that road. You know who he is. You know what you're going to get from him. It's your choice whether or not you go back into that situation. Archie, general love for October. October is like a mixed bag of nuts here. It's like feeling way down by the weight of the world, feeling like you're holding yourself back, but you listen to your intuition, walk away from something that doesn't serve you, brings in success and happiness around love, possibly with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Mel, what are the Pisces' current feelings towards me? The Pisces has got strong feelings for you and he doesn't want to let you go. His energy is, he actually feels kind of impatient because of the way things are between you and him, but he doesn't want to let you go. He may be trying to come forward or he may be trying to take charge or something, put in a little bit more effort, try to convince you that he's a different type of person or that, I don't know. He may come in with a song and dance because he definitely doesn't want to let things go between you and him. Mustafa, how would my future wife feel if I was conservative about how she dressed, and how would her parents feel? Her parents would be fine with it. She may be undecided about it. Her parents would agree with you. She might not. But you know what? Like, to me, I think you guys will work it out. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that other video now about the age of Aquarius that we're coming upon. And I'll be back on tonight, like when she goes to sleep. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.